Hello, it's me again. It's about 1 in the morning, Wednesday. Started working on this Sunday around 11 a.m. Finally got it on the track. This tender belongs to my N1. I haven't done a tender yet. I have the shell taped on there because there's a ton of lead inside there to hold this train down on the track. Started to build the front pilot. I put a front truck in there, leading truck, and a rear truck. I'll show you what I did in a minute. I haven't made any blind drivers yet because I don't know which ones I'm going to make blind. I might do the rear one here and the front one there. I'm not sure yet. But I will have to make it blind because when it goes through the couple of the 22-inch radius turns, it bogs down. So anyway, this is the first time it's been on the track. I cleaned the wheels and ran it around once. So here we go. It's got some rod tapping or some wheel tapping. That could be super glue on one of the wheels. Then again, they are 080 chassis. They're not that quiet. It does have a little bit of tapping though. I don't know what it is. Work in progress. I'll figure that out. It's got dual motors in it. Drains just under a half an amp. That's because it has two motors in it. Right now it's draining a quarter of an amp. The faster we go, the more it will drain. It's two 5-pole motors in there, skew wound, 10,000 RPMs each. One of the motors may be compromised, I'm not sure. I had it in another train and I kind of had a drivetrain problem on it and put a lot of pressure on the motor, so I don't know if it's damaged or not, but it runs pretty good. Hear that tapping? I don't know what it is, but I'll figure it out. The slow speed's not too bad for the first run. You can hear it. See how it slows down on the turns? It's just telling me that the wheels are pinching too hard against the rails. So I'll figure out which rims I'm going to make blind drivers. I'm not a big fan of blind drivers, but I'm willing to compromise. So the train is actually too fast for this type of locomotive. It was made in, I think, 1918. It was made after the Santa Fe version, which was a dog. The boiler was too small. It was horrible. It was like the triplex. It was just junk. So when the Virginia made this one, they made a better locomotive. That was why I decided to make the Virginian. Plus, it's better looking than the Santa Fe one. Yeah, that could be just a wheel bouncing up and down. I think it is. I think I got too much slop. Anyway, we'll get to that. Yeah, it's one of the wheels bouncing up and down, hitting the track is what's making that noise. That's at full speed. Draining just under a half an amp. Yeah, it's this wheel right here is bouncing up and down. That's what's making the tapping noise. But anyway, I'll show you what we did here. All right. This entire thing is made out of rivarossi junk, so bear with me. This is a modified truck for a Berkshire. As you can see, I modified it by rebending it. There is a spring. See this spring? I drilled a hole in the bottom of the plate and hollowed out the plastic underneath it so the spring has a place to go to. That's a little super glue and crazy glue. This piece was broken. I gotta grind that back into shape. The front one is basically the same thing. I flattened it out. There is a piece of Lexan. I sanded it and glued it to the frame, plastic. This here is acting like a spring, so it keeps tension on it. You can see it kind of springs back. I don't know why this wheel is flopping, but we'll figure it out. I have to put a joiner in between these two so they stay together. I put a front pilot on there. I have to modify, obviously, where the pistons go and straighten that out. So the inside is horrible. It's just Mickey Mouse. But I'll show you what I've done here. Hope I don't give you a headache with the movement of the camera. Bear with me, the shell is just taped on because there's a ton of lead in the shell. So don't leave a comment saying, I can't believe you taped that together. I've had that before. Like I said, this is a work in progress. So right now these motors are just temp. I wrapped them in masking tape and glued the tape down on top of a rubber blocks. That way I can slice the tape and get the motor out. I never permanently glue a motor in until I know that the train is good, so I wrap the motor in masking tape and I do that. There's no sense in making a lot of work for myself. So what I got here for a drive shaft is a rubber piece, and then I got this piece so it will go in and out. I did the same thing on my homemade Allegheny. This motor stays in place. This back motor moves with the truck. That's glued on the frame as well. The wiring is just Mickey Mouse. Right now these are dual shaft motors. I will chop this shaft. I'll leave the other one on there. No harm, no foul. It's not bothering anybody. So I just got this weight Mickey Mouse in there. Let me just so anyway, so that's kind of it. Like I said, it's basically the third day I've worked on this thing, so I actually got it running. I will spend the next couple days ironing out the issues with the drivetrain clapping. I think it might be this set of wheels jumping up and down. These things weren't that great, the 080s, so they weren't that quiet. But this one here runs definitely louder than this one, so I'll have to figure out why that is. could be that the spring's missing in there. It's supposed to be a spring to keep tension on that one. That could be why it's hopping up and down, but there's no spring on that one either, on the front one, so I don't know. The only place that there's a spring is right here. There's one here, and there's one underneath keeping the tension on this. This one here should have a spring. They were missing. When I got the trains, they were just pieces, parts. They barely ran. The rods were bent on them. Everything was all screwed up, so... Anyway, so that's it. That's the update. If you have any questions, once I get the drivetrain running a little bit smoother, I will I'll do a little editorial on how I made this in a little bit more detail. But that's the shell. This shell is the front of 080. I cut the center of the sand, what do they call them, sand domes. I cut through the center of that. This was the 080 right here. I cut that. This section here is part of an 080. You can see that it's the same. I eliminated this section here. Cut this dome. And what else here? There's something else. Oh, this piece here was from a a 464. The cab wasn't wide enough, so I sectioned it. I opened it up. I added the this extra lip on there. It's too long. I mean, too wide. It needs to be shaved down, and it's too long. It needs to be chopped. But we'll get there. I filled all these holes. It's actually very, very smooth. So this time when I paint this, it won't look half bad. It'll look a lot better than what it does right now, though. So there you have it. Oh, the front pieces here on the 080, I cut them down with a razor blade, so they look like the little towers that hold the lights. So I'm going to put lights on there. But we're a long way from that. We have to get it to run a lot quieter. Anyway, leave a comment. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.